Hey there, sports fans. Today we're diving into the WNBA sensation that's taking the league by storm, Caitlin Clark. Before we get started, help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers so we can bring you even more exciting content like this. Hit that subscribe button and join the Sports Day Tribune family. All right, let's talk about the phenomenon that is Caitlin Clark. This rookie has been absolutely dominating the WNBA scene since day one, and she's not showing any signs of slowing down. We're seeing records being shattered left and right, from viewership numbers to merchandise sales. It's like Clark has flipped a switch, and suddenly everyone's tuning in to see what she'll do next. Now, the WNBA is taking a breather until August 15th because of the Paris Olympic Games. But don't think for a second that means the excitement has died down. No way. We've already seen over 20 games from each team this season, and let me tell you, it's been nothing short of spectacular. The league has seen this massive surge in ratings, merchandise flying off the shelves, and arenas packed to the brim. And while Clark is definitely the star of the show, we can't forget about her fellow rookie, Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky. These two have been lighting up the court and bringing in fans by the thousands. But hey, let's not forget about the veterans who've been holding it down for years. Players like Sabrina Ionescu, Aija Wilson, and Diana Taurasi have been the backbone of this league, paving the way for this new generation of superstars. Now let's talk about the Clark effect. It's real, folks. We saw it in full force at the recent All-Star game. This game became the most watched in WNBA history, with a mind-blowing 305% increase over last year's game. That's not just a bump, that's a seismic shift in viewership. Picture this, the game's over, you've got the WNBA All-Star team and the US Women's National Team, which is headed to Paris for the Olympics. These are the cream of the crop, the best of the best. And who's the center of attention? Caitlin Clark. There's this video going around that really captures the madness.
Caitlin, please. Caitlin.
For almost 2 solid minutes, Clark is just signing autographs non-stop. Jerseys, balls, you name it. If fans could get their hands on it, they wanted Clark's signature on it. And this is happening with some of the world's top players around. That's the kind of star power we're talking about here. Now, get this. Clark's only been in the league for less than 3 months. 3 months. And she's already making waves like a veteran. Her media impact is right up there with some of the most historic players in the game. This isn't just good for Clark, it's fantastic for the entire WNBA. Let's be real for a second. The WNBA has always been incredibly competitive. These women can ball, no doubt about it. But what Clark brings to the table is this offensive flair that just captures people's attention. She's leading the league in assists, setting an example for future players coming up. Now, don't get me wrong, defense is crucial in basketball, but it's those offensive highlights that really draw in the casual viewers, the ones who might not have given the WNBA a chance before. And that's exactly what we're seeing with Clark. So what's on the horizon for the WNBA? Well, most teams still have over 15 regular season games left to play. After the Olympic break, we'll see action resume on August 15th, and it'll keep rolling until September 19th. But let's be honest, we're all looking forward to the playoffs. That's when things really heat up. And with Clark getting some rest during the Olympic break, since she won't be heading to Paris, the Indiana Fever has a solid shot at making the playoffs. If that happens, you can bet we'll see even more benefits for the WNBA as a whole. Now, I want to take a moment to appreciate the impact Clark is having on the league. It's not just about the numbers, although those are impressive. It's about the energy she's bringing to every game. The way she plays, it's like she's inviting more people to fall in love with the sport. And it's working. We're seeing more sold-out arenas, more jerseys in the stands, more buzz on social media. Clark isn't just playing the game, she's changing it. She's showing a whole new generation of young players what's possible. But let's not forget, Clark isn't doing this alone. The entire league is stepping up. Players are pushing themselves to new heights, teams are strategizing in new ways. It's like Clark's presence has lit a fire under everyone. And the fans? They're loving every second of it. The atmosphere in these arenas is electric. You've got longtime WNBA fans sitting next to people who are watching their first ever game, all cheering together. It's a beautiful thing to see. Now, I know some people might be wondering if this is just a flash in the pan. Is the Clark effect going to wear off? Personally, I don't think so. What we're seeing here is a fundamental shift in how people view women's basketball. Clark might be the catalyst, but the change is bigger than any one player. Think about it. The WNBA has been around since 1997. That's over 25 years of incredible athletes pushing the boundaries of what's possible in basketball. Clark is standing on the shoulders of giants, and she's using that platform to take the game to new heights. And let's talk about what this means for young girls watching at home. Seeing someone like Clark dominate on the court, seeing her name in headlines, watching her sign autographs for fans of all ages, that's powerful stuff. It's showing them that there's a place for them in professional sports, that their dreams are valid. But it's not just about inspiration. Clark's success is translating into real, tangible opportunities for women in sports. We're seeing more coverage, more sponsorship deals, more investment in women's sports across the board. This isn't just good for basketball, it's good for sports as a whole. Now, I want to circle back to that All-Star game for a second. The fact that viewership was up 305%, that's not just a statistic, that's a statement. It's saying loud and clear that people want to watch women's basketball. They want to see these incredible athletes showcase their skills. And it's not just about the established stars. Clark's success is opening doors for other rookies and up-and-coming players. Teams are looking at their young talent with fresh eyes, wondering who might be the next breakout star. This is creating a really exciting dynamic in the league. You've got the established veterans pushing themselves to new levels, the rising stars like Clark making their mark, and a whole crop of young players eager to prove themselves. It's a perfect storm of talent and opportunity. And let's not forget about the international impact. As we look ahead to the Olympics, the spotlight on players like Clark is going to introduce the WNBA to a whole new global audience. This could be the start of a whole new chapter for women's basketball on the world stage. Now, I know some people might be saying, okay, but can she keep this up? And that's a fair question. The pressure on Clark is immense, but from what we've seen so far, she seems more than capable of handling it. In fact, she seems to thrive under pressure. But even if Clark's individual performance were to dip, and there's no indication that it will, the impact she's had on the league is undeniable. She's raised the bar, and everyone else is rising to meet it. That's the kind of lasting change that transforms a sport. As we look ahead to the rest of the season, there's so much to be excited about. We've got the Olympic break coming up, which will give teams a chance to regroup and strategize. And when the league resumes on August 15th, you can bet every team will be gunning for those playoff spots. The Indiana Fever in particular is in an interesting position. With Clark getting some rest during the Olympic break, they could come back stronger than ever. If they make the playoffs, it could be a game changer, not just for the team, but for the league as a whole. But regardless of how the standings shake out, one thing is clear. The WNBA is entering a new era. We're seeing a level of talent, excitement, and engagement that's unprecedented in the league's history. And while Clark might be the face of this new era, it's a team effort. Every player, every coach, every fan is part of this moment. As we wrap up, I want to encourage all of you to keep watching, keep supporting, keep spreading the word. Whether you're a longtime fan or you're just discovering the WNBA, there's never been a better time to be part of this community. The future of women's basketball is bright, and we're lucky enough to be watching it unfold in real time. So keep your eyes on the court, because history is being made with every game. This is Noah, signing off for Sports Day Tribune. Until next time, keep the ball bouncing.